Welcome back to my channel, and as always, thanks to my subscribers. If you say the words blue box to a model railroader, chances are good that they will know you are referring to a line of locomotives and rolling stock manufactured by Athearn from the mid-1950s through the 1990s. I don't know how many blue box locomotives Athearn made over the years, but it has to be a bunch. The second locomotive I owned was an Athearn GP30. I bought it in 1963 and it cost $9.95, which was all the money in the world. These models are still available, new and used, at swap meets and sites like eBay. The kits consisted of an underframe, a shell, and a paper bag of parts. Since the couplers were included in the parts bag, the first thing an eager modeler did was to open the parts bag, dump it out into the box, and sort out and install the couplers. The remaining parts were often left in the box for years. As a result, many of the used blue box kits you can buy, and a few of the kits sold as new, will be missing some of those parts. This brings me to the subject of this video, handrails. I recently converted this Athearn SW7 from DC to DCC. The last step in my project was installing the handrails, and I was careful to ensure I had a complete set of railings. But as I was test fitting the rails, I had to adjust one because the final bend was not correct. When I tried to adjust it, the railing snapped. There is a company called A-Line, also called Aero Hobby, that sells complete handrail sets for many blue box locomotives, as well as replacement stanchions. But I was reluctant to spend almost $20 to replace a single handrail. I decided to fabricate a replacement using 21 thousandths diameter phosphor bronze wire. This wire bends easily and it can be primed and painted. Here is the original broken part alongside the replacement part with the stanchion attached. As I made this replacement, I discovered that Athearn supplied two different styles of stanchion. One style has a formed loop at the top, and the other style has a flat tab, which must be bent around the rail. It is very difficult to bend that flat tab enough to achieve a solid fit. All of A-Line's replacement stanchions have the loop at the top. When I had completed the replacement railing, I was not happy with the look. The railing is 1 3/4 scale inches in diameter, and the stanchion is 3 scale inches wide. A-Line's replacement stanchions are 2.5 scale inches wide. So I decided to form my own stanchions from 21 thousandths diameter wire, and to solder the tops of the stanchions to the handrail. Here is the completed handrail alongside the handrail with the original stanchion. I much prefer this new appearance. If you want or need to make your own handrails, here is how. Start with the original Athearn handrail and place it in position on the model. Now make a 90-degree bend about 1/8 of an inch from the end of a length of wire. Place the short bent end into the stanchion hole in the model and mark where the wire crosses the handrail. I use a fine Sharpie pen for this. Cut the wire at the mark and reinsert the new stanchion. The stanchion should just reach the center of the handrail. When you're satisfied with the fit, apply a small amount of flux at the joint and then apply a small dab of solder. If you move the stanchion out of alignment with your soldering iron, you can adjust it with the hot iron. Like anything else, this takes a little practice, but it's not difficult. If you like, you can use a small piece of masking tape at the base of the stanchion to hold it in place while you solder. Notice that I am working with the unpainted shell. The flux will spatter onto the surface of the model, and it must be washed off before painting. If your model has already been painted, apply some masking tape to protect the finish. Now repeat this with the remaining stanchions. Once all of the stanchions have been attached, you can carefully remove the entire railing assembly from the model for painting. If you are missing the original handrail, you'll have to form a new handrail from 20 thousandths wire. If you're lucky, you'll have an original part to duplicate. Sometimes you'll have to make a duplicate. Other times you'll have to make a mirror image. If you don't have an original to use as a pattern, you can use the Athearn instructions as a visual guide, and you can use the model to determine the dimensions of the rail. Remember that handrails are usually 42 to 48 inches high. Forming a new handrail is not difficult, but like everything, it gets easier with practice. It is important that the railing fits into the model without strain and that it sits square and true. Once the railing is complete and installed on the model, it will not be possible to adjust it by bending it. If you try, you'll either pop one or more joints loose, or you'll make the railing look deformed. Once you have formed the new handrail, insert it into the model as before, and add the stanchions. The cost of forming a new railing is practically nothing. $3 worth of wire is enough to make 10 to 20 complete handrails, even allowing for some mistakes. Once you're satisfied with the fit of the handrail, prime it. I used Tamiya primer. And paint it. I used Rust-Oleum 2X Painter's Touch in gloss marigold, which makes a very nice safety yellow color. I attach the painted railings with super glue. I use a short length of wire as an applicator to place a small dab of glue into each mounting hole. Then I insert the railing into the mounting holes. I do not use CA accelerator to speed curing. This will spread onto the model and form a visible ring. Since super glue dries glossy, you might have some noticeable spots around the mounting holes. I touch these up with some brush-on clear matte varnish. I use Vallejo number 70.520. The results are pretty spectacular. The addition of painted handrails turned this model into this one. Finally, as a testament to how well these blue box locomotives run, here is my SW7, now converted to DCC, running at speed step 1. It took just over 2 minutes to travel 12 inches. That's a little less than a half a scale mile per hour. I have included links to all the products mentioned in this video in the comments below. As always, I would love to hear your comments and questions. If you want to see more videos of this type, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.